Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting to finally be up here after a win. It'd been a while, but you know, first off, can't thank the fans enough. I mean, the atmospheres have been absolutely phenomenal here at home. Thought the fan base, thought the student section, obviously it was homecoming, was a tremendous environment. I thought our guys did a great job feeding off of it. I thought we played well defensively, outside of the big play there in the second half. But proud of the group, proud of the energy that they played with throughout, and obviously very excited to get a win. So with that, I'll open it up.
Blake, obviously the numbers are good, but can you put into perspective, is it even more impressive that you guys are going out there? I mean, like you mentioned the one play, that you're going out there and the games you've been playing, there's pressure pretty much. Hey, every play has to be pretty perfect. Does that take it to another level as far as how impressed you've been with these guys?
Yeah, I think I can go all the way back to the Kansas State game. Is something that I've been pleasantly surprised with, pleasantly pleased with throughout the year. Man, these dudes don't flinch. They have a mindset, a next play mentality, and I thought there for a while, not necessarily last week, but a few weeks ago, we were probably starting to be concerned with things that didn't have anything to do with us, and we reshifted our focus. And again, it doesn't matter where the ball is put down; those guys go out there and produce and play hard, and they don't let the scoreboard or the pressure situations get to them at all.
When you say concerned with things that don't have anything to do with, are you talking about like the scoreboard or things outside your team? Or?
Just the scoreboard, the situations, going back to K-State where we had to keep taking the field, possession right away. And I thought that we got it out of our system after that game. And ever since then, I thought they've been phenomenal with just playing the next play, not worried about the scoreboard.
How big was it to have KD back, and how do you think he played?
It was big. We put those two guys on an island all night long, and you look back at 14's production, as I said up here the Tuesday before we played them and talked about it didn't matter who they played, 14 produced. And when you look at our game and you look at Ennis and KAD, I mean, they played lights out. Whatever it was, I think he had 15 targets and 3 catches for 29 yards. I mean, people hadn't done that to him all year, and quite frankly, we really put all our trust into those two guys. So KD, the thing that I keep harping on with him is his sense of calmness. He's a cool cat. I don't know how much y'all talk to him, but he doesn't let the emotions get to him. He's level-headed and plays really, really hard and plays well, and he's got the mindset you want at corner, in my opinion.
Is it that calmness? Is there more that's allowed him to thrive in another new position, move them over to corner, not just move, but successfully move over?
Yeah, I think just the ability not to let anything rattle him. So, when we moved him outside, he never flinched. He was excited about the opportunity, and it is different from playing inside to outside. But you would never know that he never played outside before. He has done a phenomenal job dating back to spring ball. He's a little bit banged up, but we got to see him a little bit. But, yeah, you would never guess that this was his first year really playing outside.
Could you see in him where, like, having played so much offense in the past might help him defensively?
That's a good question. That's probably something you'd have to ask him, maybe probably from a feel standpoint, as far as receivers trying to lean on you and how they stem the routes. I'm sure it's helped him, yeah.
Having known him for about 10 months and seen him play for half a season, what are some of the physical, technical traits that have allowed him to kind of have the season he's had?
I think he's long, he's fast, he's got really good balance. That's one thing to me that really stands out is his balance, his ability to time up, probably from playing receiver, his ability to time up the jump balls. 50-50 balls are 100% his. When you look at outside of the, I believe it's Abilene Christian game where one got behind him, he's done a phenomenal job timing up the back shoulder fade or the long ball. So, but he's what you want in a corner. Again, he's got a short memory. He doesn't get too flustered when something bad does happen. But he's long, he's quick, he's physical. But his balance and his leaping ability are elite.
Coach, looking at South Carolina, what kind of challenges does a tight end like Austin Stogger pose just with his skill and size? And how do you kind of approach handling a guy like that?
He's a really good tight end. I think he's kind of a complete tight end when you look at how physical he is in the run game, and then his ability in the pass game. He's able to be a great possession tight end and make catches in tight windows, but he's also got the ability to stretch you out and go get it on the high ball too. So to me, he's, nowadays, in my opinion, it's very hard to find that total package tight end that can run block, but also have the ability to run routes and be a mismatch in that. So, we have to be aware of where he's at, I think, but, they've got a plethora of good tight ends. When you look at 44 is a good player that's very physical in the run game. So I think that's one of the strengths of their offense and how they utilize them. They utilize them all in different ways. So definitely got to be wary of where they're lined up.
Wait, do you have an update on Josh Landry? If he's out for a while, who's going to step up?
Josh, I believe he has a broke hand, but he should be back in a week. Marquise Gracial, Daniel Robledo, those are a couple guys that rep today in practice. So, we're blessed with some really good depth inside. So those will be probably the next two guys up off the bench.
Where it was helpful to get Marquise.
Absolutely, yeah. That bye week is really paying off, and that's what you want, to develop. And as I said that week, to see how good or how much better he's gotten from fall camp until that bye week is impressive. His pad level, he's a powerful human being. So he'll definitely be able to help us. So
Where has he? I mean, he came into school with size you don't see a lot for a true freshman.
Right.
So was that kind of already there, and it's more technique stuff?
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he came in, like you said, he's big, physical. He's actually changed his body, in a good standpoint. I think he's probably lost some weight but gained some muscle. But pad level, technique, hand placement, he has improved immensely in those three categories. And that, as that continues to get better, he'll become a dominant player.
Wait, you mentioned Carolina's tight end. What other things have you seen from South Carolina offensively that you guys are keying in on?
Well, I think I think when you look at their offense, they're very hard to defend. They present a lot of problems with you from a formation and a motion standpoint. Obviously, their quarterback, Spencer Rattler, transferring from Oklahoma, his last 3 or 4 games, you can see where he's really gotten comfortable within the offense. I think he's improved immensely over the season. Their running back, I think, number one. Really, they have number 1, number 8, what's the other one's number? Number 21, he's kind of their change of pace guy. I think they all complement each other, but one I think is probably their best all-around back when you talk about a combination of speed, power. He runs with a sense of urgency. So I've been impressed with him. I think their receivers on the outside are big physical guys that can run. They really don't have any weakness on their offense when you look at it.
What have you seen other teams do successfully against Spencer Rattler?
Again, I think really, early in the season, I don't know if it's necessarily what teams did to him more than him just getting comfortable. He looked like he was feeling his way through the offense early in the season, and now you can see he's really a lot like the young man from Georgia, really making a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage. You can see that he's gotten very comfortable making those checks, checking protections, checking runs. Whereas early in the season, you necessarily didn't see that as much. So I think he's been different the last 3-4 weeks, and I think teams really have had a hard time kind of stopping what they do when you look at their 4-game win streak.
Back to the video touchdown.
Poor angles. It should have been a 7-yard reception, and we could have kept playing, but we had 3 guys take poor angles, and it's football 101. So, something we got to continue to harp on and continue to work on.
Like for your guys that were here last year, played last year, was there ever a point in the offseason, maybe early in the season, where you felt they finally were over last year?
That was something, right when I got promoted, that's something that I preached to them. Last year doesn't matter. So I never kind of got the sense that last year really affected them. The biggest thing that I've kind of seen with this group of guys is, and it's been really cool to see as the season's gone on, is their trust in each other, their trust in the scheme, the trust in the coaches. That necessarily, and it always takes time in the spring. They're kind of what exactly are we doing kind of deal. But as they've grown together as a unit and they've had success together as a unit, and that helps with buy-in as well. But I never got the feeling that they were, hung up on last year.
How much is there like a mental edge to it to where they have to experience some success to be able to keep doing it? And how real is that?
I think that's real. I mean, it's like anything in life, right? And probably as a coaching staff, if you're not having success, you have to look at changing what you're doing, right? And that's something I learned, going back to 2016 as a coordinator, where this is what we did and this was our package, and I was going to beat my head on a wall until they did what I was asking. And it's like, maybe I'm asking them something they can't necessarily do. So I think that was a really good learning experience for me as a coordinator. But yeah, I think anytime you have success, I think the buy-in and the trust factor grows much quicker.
Coach, was there something different with the front seven this past weekend that helped you guys get all those pressures and 8 tackles for loss and sack?
No, I think they've played really well all year. Again, when you look back at some of the games where we didn't, I think early on, going back to Abilene Christian, I think that was, and going into the Auburn week, that was kind of a coming to Jesus for us. We weren't necessarily playing the style of defense that we want to play here. So I think really from that week on, I think it was a great learning experience for our guys, exactly what we want to do up front. But some of the tackles for loss or lack of tackles for loss and sacks in a game just come from the style of offense we're playing. It's been a really, I look at our sack numbers, and they're not great. But then when you look at pressures and everything, I think teams are just getting the ball out really, really quick. You look back at Vanderbilt, that freshman quarterback had a great internal time clock, and he wasn't going to take a sack, So I've been impressed with our pass rush. Again, it hasn't resulted in the number of sacks that we're accustomed to in this scheme, but I think it's probably been more of a style of offense or a game plan that offenses have had against us.
With that pass rush, DJ Coleman's come on pretty strong the last couple of weeks. What way can you see him come in and be able to do that?
I think he's just gotten really comfortable, within the scheme. Obviously, wasn't here in the spring to go through, and I think I've been so impressed with the growth he's made off the field too. Just he's fun to coach. He's probably the toughest guy we got on our team. If you're going to get in a fight in the back alley, he's going to be my first-round draft pick, and so he's always had that toughness about him. I think just being more comfortable in the scheme and, getting more reps. I think we probably weren't repping him enough early on in the season, and as the season's gone on, he's got more and more reps, and the more reps you get, the more chance you get to produce. So I think it's probably a combination of all that.
Anything else for Coach?
Like last thing, the fourth down stop the other night. I mean, is that just pure 1-2, or is that X's and O's, or is that just?
It's pure want to. We went out there with our base defense, and actually Coach Drink's the one that we called a timeout. He said, "Hey, you want to put in your Rhino package?" I said, "That's a great idea." And we just played base defense, and that's credit to D-Rob. I mean, that dude, he locked out, disengaged, and Chad Bailey was there to help finish it off, Realus George. But we didn't do anything special. That wasn't a game plan deal. I felt good about our one-on-one matchups against their one-on-one matchups. I didn't want to blitz us out of a play and something fluky happen and them lean forward for a first yard because we're spiking a gap or blitzing a gap and miss the tackle. So again, that was really Coach Drink that said, "Hey, put in that Rhino package. What do you think?" I said, "That's a great idea," and we rolled from there. So put the trust in the guys and they executed.
Thanks, Coach.
Nope.
Last night, you boosted your World Series prediction.
Yeah, the Astros in 4, no doubt. Appreciate y'all.
We've
How y'all
got
doing?
DJ Coleman at the podium if you've got questions for DJ.
DJ, Coach said this morning when you got here, one of the things they wanted to do was make sure you got your weight up because he thought you played better when you were a little heavier. So what was that process like for you? Was it mostly weight room, or did they just tell you to go eat a bunch, or what?
My whole college career, my weight, it can fluctuate because I sweat. But I've been 275. I go to 260 sometimes. I bounce back up to 270. but it won't go too low to where I can't play like me.
Do you notice any difference when you're playing? Any difference if you're 260, 270, or?
When I'm lighter, I feel like I'm quicker. Like in these, like in the last two, I've been about 265 at first. I was about 273. They can't sit in front of me when I'm about 265.
DJ, with the 2 sacks in the last couple weeks, what's been working for you recently?
I guess my coach building trust in me. To basically go out and make the plays. But I would say this about it. I had to when you come from a smaller school, come to the SEC, which is the biggest college football conference. You gotta like you really gotta get your coach to like build trust in you. Like you can't think he's just gonna throw you out there day one. Oh, he ready? Nah, it take time. The whole summer, fall camp, and then earlier in the season, I had to show that I could play in the game. So, and then he had found the trust and started throwing me out there a lot.
Were you confident day one when you got here that you were ready to go, or do you feel like you've learned some things throughout the season too?
I'm not gonna say. I would say pass rush. I probably Coach Peoples has taught me a lot, like with like terminology. But like with pass rush, I knew a lot of the stuff. But he taught me the angles. I just didn't know how to talk about the angles. Like he taught me about the angles, and with the run, he had helped me a lot. Like with the run, cause at the 6 technique at my other school, like we played it totally different. So that like he showed me basically. He taught me how to do it the way the NFL DNs do it.
What's been the hardest part about earning your coach's trust?
I skipped that question. Is it another question?
Anything else for DJ?
Coach Baker just said if he was in a fight in the alley that you'd be the first person he'd pick to fight alongside. What do you think of those comments?
He ain't lying. It's just a mentality I grew up with. It just transferred to the football field.
Is that a switch you can like turn on and off when you go on the field?
Yeah.
Anything else for DJ? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Got Realus George at the podium if you've got questions for Realus.
Realus, you were in on that 4th down stop the other night. Just didn't look like it was a complicated call or scheme. What unfolded there?
Pretty much knowing the situation. I was at the 4-hour position, just knowing that they were trying to get the ball at the middle and being able to crash down once the ball was snapped. You know, just being able to know what situation you're in and make a play. That's all that was.
Realus, especially coming off last year, how much fun are guys having playing defense this year?
This year, I would say we're all having fun. Being able to improve every week. Every week, it's kind of like a new scheme. You know, something new on the defense. And as far as personally, me, I'm having fun. Being able to have a little more freedom. Up front in the passing and the run game. We all having fun playing with each other. That's probably the most fun we've been having. That's probably the most fun thing about this year is, feeding off each other energy and stuff, and just the energy that everybody bringing in different positions.
Realus, what do you mean when you say like you're able to play with that freedom? Like, what does that look like on the field for you?
Freedom on the field for me, that just means I'm I'm actually able to read the offensive lineman. You know, Coach Baker does a great job, as well as Coach Al, coming up with a game plan week to week, allowing us to, I guess, not really play with the offensive lineman, but, read them more so. And, we got like counter moves for every movement they do and stuff every week. It's always a reaction to what they do.
Can you think of kind of a moment from a game where you're able to really kind of adjust and read and make a play because of that?
I mean, every game, probably the only moment I could think of specifically is probably I made it the Georgia game. I was able to make a play out of the stack because we worked that play in practice, and I already knew it was coming once the Georgia was in the formation. Our coaches do a great job focusing on once you see a certain formation, then you already kind of know what's coming your way and stuff. So the scout periods and stuff in practice do a pretty good job helping me understand what I need to do in the game.
Obviously, the numbers have been good all year. Is there anything this defense can do better than you've been doing?
I would say probably get some more points. That's something that we've been trying to do. It's obviously we've been having fun playing with each other, but it's a little more fun when you can score a touchdown. When Joseph scored that pick six a couple weeks ago, that was some of the most fun we had all year. He had a chance to do it again, so we trying to score. That's all. We looking forward to it.
Because you guys have added some transfers, obviously, but for the most part, it's a lot of the same guys from last year. Is it? When you think about last year, you probably don't think about last year too much. Is it hard to believe just how much better this group has gotten?
I wouldn't say it's hard to believe. I think last year we were last year and this year we're still putting our team together fully, still trying to come together, growing together. You take it, Coach Dreyden, he big on one day at a time, one play at a time, and that's something that I pride myself in. Display mentality. I just try to, not try to. We all try to not mess up on none of the stuff that we messed up on the thing before, like to mess up on anything we did before, and that allows everybody at each position to improve every day. Like we harp on not making the same mistakes and then feed off each other positive energy and stuff like that. So.
With the game on the line, obviously last week, the defensive line has a chance to seal the game and stop. You guys made the stop. What did that mean that the line was the unit that made that play to seal the game?
It means, our unit, the defensive line, I think every unit goes hard, first of all, but our unit particularly, we're very close. We expect to make a lot of plays together. We look forward to making plays together every week. It's just about being ready for the moment, going hard in practice, just doing what the coaches tell you to do and being ready for that moment when they show up in the game.
Listen, that kind of pregame scrum or whatever you want to call it with Georgia, it was the defensive line going against their defensive line. There was some chirping and stuff like that. Did something like that, knowing you guys go into battle against one of the top teams in the country, kind of build some of that chemistry and closeness with your teammates?
I would say all my teammates pretty much we like that adversity we get from playing those top teams or playing on the road and stuff, or just when everybody think like we won't have a way to win or something like that. We kind of feed off that, and leaders usually step up. Let guys continually throughout the week get guys to understand that what type of opportunity we have at hand and stuff. So we do use those type of things to motivate us into playing a little harder. But I feel like from our standpoint, we take every game the same pretty much. But when something like that happens before the game, it just ignite that fire a little quicker, a little more.
Realus, Coach Baker talked a little bit about how Josh maybe missing a week, Josh Landry missing a week, Marquise could step up. What did you kind of see from him as a freshman?
Marquise, he real big, real strong. He he listens. He takes coaching from his teammates real well. Like other guys, like I constantly try to help him with pass rushing and just in the run game, just help him come along. He's already came a long way since he got here. Just as far as his technique and stuff, he's became a lot better player through fall camp, and he's still improving. And I think he can eventually, before the season over, make some plays for us.
Anything else for Realus? Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
We've got Kris Abrams-Draine at the podium if you've got questions for Kris.
Just how good was it to be back out there Saturday?
It felt good to be back out there with my brothers.
What was working so well for you against obviously 14 there, good receiver?
Basically, it was just like the looks that we got at practice. They got us ready for the game.
Has it been difficult for you? I mean, you came here as, a little bit under the radar recruit, switch positions, and now you're getting kind of national attention. I mean, has it been difficult to block any of that out and just stay the same?
Not really. Even because I just look forward to performing every week and just keeping my head with my feet in.
Just having played on that offense in the past, does that help you at all as a corner?
Yeah, it helped me, like, what a receiver lines up at or, like, how he run his route or something like that. It just give me a few tips.
Kris, what were the first few games this year like compared to last year when you played like the same general position the year before?
Last year I was way more sore than I am this year. So I didn't have to. I was in nickel, so I was basically in the box. So like, I'm not in the box that much this year.
In this, at the beginning of the year, he expected people to come after him because they knew you were on the other side. What's it been like to see him put together the year he's put together?
I'm happy for him. He been grinding hard to get back. He missed some games last year, and I'm happy for him. He's gonna keep getting better, keep getting me better.
Kris, what's kind of the atmosphere, I guess the level of confidence within the DB room with so many guys recently playing at such a high level?
Our coach make sure that we be humble. He stay on us, and y'all say we had a good game, but he said we played like okay, average. So he just keep pushing us.
Kris, Blake says you're cool, collected all the time. Where's that come from?
I don't know. I've been like this my whole life, so like I don't know.
Kris, you're starting to kind of show up on some of these NFL, the mock drafts and stuff for next year. Is that something you've given any thought to at all? Wait till after the
I looked at it, but like I really just got to see at the end of the year.
Kris, when Marcus Clark showed up week into the season, what was that kind of transition like for him through your eyes, and how well did he mesh with everybody?
It was gonna be an easy one for him because he's a good athlete. He can play everywhere, and he fits in with us because he's just a personality like we have in the cornerback room.
Kris, how much has Coach Paul helped you since he arrived?
He helped me a lot about the little details and all because I was just doing it off athleticism, but he helped me just break it down and look at it from the little things.
He's from the same general area as you, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he recruited you while he was at West Virginia.
Yeah.
Were you kind of surprised when he got the job here, when that kind of came full circle?
Yeah, that's crazy because like I forgot about him since it's been so long, and so like he told me, I was like, I know I remember him from somewhere, but yeah, it's been good.
What's Coach Bo's personality like then to just start the season? I've seen as you guys are starting to play really well so far.
Can you repeat that question?
Well, what's his personality been like as the season's gone on and the cornerback group is starting to play really well?
His personality been the same since he got here. Like he gonna be loud, he gonna have the most energy in the room, and we feed off of him. So I think it's good.
Kris, what do you think the biggest reason is you guys are so much better on defense this year? Is it coaching scheme, the transfers, or what is it?
I think we just all closer as a brotherhood, basically. Like we do stuff off the field together. Like some groups, it's just we have a connection, a better connection.
Anything else for Katie? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We have Darius Robinson at the podium. We've got questions for you, Rob.
Darius, the fourth down play of the night, everybody gave you a lot of credit for what was the call and what?
Yeah, it was a base. 3-down call, just really me go vertical in the B gap. And I just executed my job, but I've done it all the time at practice, so I knew for that moment I'd be ready. Just very confident. Just did my normal thing I do in practice every day. But really it's just built off practice reps because like Coach Draine says, practice execution is game day reality. And that was just my game day moment. So, just practice, honestly.
Does that kind of play like the tackle's dream scenario?
Yeah. 4th down, stop, win the game. Yeah, it definitely is a dream. I'm just glad we won at the end of the day. That's one play out of many plays that everybody else made. So, yeah, I'm glad. Obviously I got to play at the end, but, there's a lot of plays over the game where everybody on the defense had a part of.
What's changed for you personally this year? I mean, it seems like all the potential and everything is all come together this year.
I definitely say just my confidence. I feel like I've been able to be very confident under Coach Davis and Coach Baker. The system is very straightforward, and I just feel like I've just been able to be confident in myself because I know, I have all the upsides and different things, but it's just about having confidence and being able to go out every Saturday and be myself because I know I work really hard, and, I'm just trying to embrace this moment.
Coach Baker mentioned with Josh out, Marquise might see some more reps. What have you seen from him in practice the last couple of weeks?
Marquise is doing a great job. Today he was wearing number 6 because I didn't know if he knew that he was with us today. But, he's a great kid. I love Marquise. I'm glad he's here. He's definitely a big body. He works really hard, and he's big. He's a big freshman. I wasn't even that big as a freshman. So, if his number is called, he'll be more than prepared. And I know he'll definitely be excited because this will be his first game in college. So I know he'll be nervous, but it's really just talking to him and letting him know it's just like practice, just a little bit faster and a little bit louder.
Darius, Carolina has some tough physical running backs. What have you seen from the ground game on film? And then do you necessarily look forward to taking on a physical offense like that?
Yeah, I definitely think the run back's really good. I was watching number 1. I think he's their best back. I think he's able to play very physical and is also able to make moves. But I think overall their offense is really good. I think they have a good job running the ball and passing the ball. But, I'm just excited to go compete on Saturday.
What can you tell us about DJ Coleman, but, just kind of day to day? I mean, I think today's the first chance we've really had to talk to him. And guy coming from a level down, just, on and off the field. What have you seen out of him?
DJ Coleman's been a great teammate. He's been bought into the process from the beginning. Regardless of the situation, he works extremely hard, and he's just a really good teammate. And, he's been making a lot of plays for us, and, I'm just glad he's here, honestly, because he's definitely helping us out a lot, and he's definitely stepped up when his name's been called, and he's a great player, and I'm glad he's my teammate.
I don't know if this will offend another defensive lineman, but Baker said if he was in a fight in an alley, DJ would be his first-round draft pick. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, DJ Yeah, DJ definitely, he definitely has that energy and that attitude that you like. And like I said, he's just a great teammate. He's a real positive guy, and he works really hard. And then he has that edge that I know Coach Baker's talking about.
There's the depth you guys have in the D-line. Just how important has that been to you guys' success this year? There's a stretch where you weren't starting.
Yeah.
What's that meant to this group?
It's been a lot, honestly. We've been able to play a lot of snaps and been able to distribute it well where guys are not getting too tired in the games, and different things have occurred on the team. But I think overall we've been able to play well as a unit, and that's the big thing is just playing together no matter what the situation is. When your number's called, be ready to go.
Anything else for D-Ray? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Dreyden Norwood at the podium if you've got questions for Dre.
Dreyden, I think this is the first chance we've had to talk to you since you've been here. Can you just the process of getting here and getting acclimated and everything, how long did it take you to feel comfortable?
Well, I felt comfortable right away, because I had a good bond with all the transfers that came in. I talked to them before we came here, so we had a good bond. It was easy to get adjusted to everything.
What about football-wise and picking up Coach Baker's scheme?
Well, I thought it was really easy picking up this game because all the coaches came in and they just taught us it really well, and it was easy to pick up on.
What were some initial differences that you kind of picked up between Missouri and
Probably just the weather for real. When I first got down here, I came in January, so it was super cold. I wasn't used to it yet.
I know coming out of spring football that your name was one of the ones that Coach Shrink and a few coaches kind of singled out. I mean, did you have the expectations this early that there was a lot, you could earn a lot of playing time?
Yeah, I just had the mindset of just coming in, working hard, and learning the playbook. Because, I just started playing corner, so I started getting a lot of reps and feeling more comfortable with it. So I feel like that helped me out a lot.
How much have you picked up from Kris and Ennis especially?
Well, yeah, they've helped me out a lot. They're both. I look at them as both like brothers. They help me out with just watching film and just like technique and stuff like that in practice.
So how much has Coach Polk helped you out since you've arrived, and what's he like as a coach?
I like Coach Polk a lot. He's helped me out a lot. I feel like he's developed me a lot. Him and Nojo were just teaching me how to watch film and practice and get better at my practice habits and things like that.
So when Kris Abrams-Draine can't play in Florida, you kind of put him there. And what did you learn from that game about yourself and just kind of where you are with this defense?
I felt comfortable. I was comfortable going into the game because I had watched a lot of film and I've got a lot of reps before that, so I was comfortable and I was ready to play.
Anything else for Drake?
Yeah, Dreyden, when you're watching film with NS and KD and some of those guys, what are some of the things you're keying in on personally and working with?
Usually we just watch more so the receivers' releases and just play tendencies and what we'll get out of certain formations and things like that.
Is there a piece of advice or anything that told you that stood out for the first few weeks with you?
You say that again?
Yeah. Is there any advice they've given you or anything that stands out particularly from those sessions?
Not really. Really just watching those guys, I feel like helped me out a lot because they compete hard and we all just compete and it makes each other better in practice.
If you were to kind of scout yourself as a corner, what do you think separates you, and is there an area where you feel like you still need to get better?
Yeah, I feel like I can get better in every aspect because, I'm still learning. I just started playing for real, so I feel like my only way is going up.
What's the confidence level of the secondary group as a whole? Last game it seemed like the secondary, every person was making the play in the secondary. What's the confidence now going into South Carolina?
Well, I feel like we've been confident all year and just how we practice and like I said, how we prepare. So I feel like our confidence is the same level as it's been coming into the season. We knew what we could do.
What does the secondary need to do well against South Carolina to be successful?
Just keep doing the same things we've been doing, covering well, making tackles, and just communicating.
Anything else for Drake? Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.